what's your thought process after going through the film on the final couple of plays with Dallas? What did you guys see, and were you happy with the execution?
Obviously not happy. At the end of the day, we had them. Now we just got to see how we can finish those games. I think we dropped one there. Everybody was, really disappointed after the game, but we learned from it today, and hopefully it's not going to happen again.
Go back to the Milwaukee game, that defensive structure that you had with Russ. So it was like that 8-0, 10-0 run, I believe, in the third or fourth quarter.
Yeah.
How do you take that and make that be more of a common theme for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we had fun getting stops. Played fast too on the offensive end. I think when everybody's on the same page and we're doing it together, protecting the paint and then scramble out from that, I think that's when it becomes fun. So I think that's what we did in that Milwaukee game. Was really successful in the third. But yeah, that's what we got to put our head on.
When you
I was just say, Dennis, you had 5 assists in the first quarter last game. It looks like you're really taking some pride in leading that second unit. What goes into that, especially playing with some of those younger guys?
At the end of the day, just run, play fast, make the right plays.
when you were playing with Russ, how does that change when you guys are both of you guys as point guards around the
I
court?
think we just got to play a little faster.
What were the things that you guys focused on today?
Getting better.
Fair enough. Were there things reviewing the film from last game that stood out and you guys specifically?
Yeah, we watched film. Like I said, we watched film, got better from it, what we shouldn't do and what we should do. When we up, a couple of points, try to make sure that the execution is right and everybody's on the same page what we wanted. And I think every time when we've done that, we won games.
Talk about playing faster. Like, what are the obstacles preventing you guys from doing that on a consistent basis?
Getting stops as a team, and then, kick aheads early. Yeah, but I mean, it's our jobs, Russell to start with, and myself to push the pace, and yeah.
I know you were with the Warriors not that long, but is there anything extra emotionally going into that game?
No, sir. I mean, I got to meet, two future Hall of Famers, head coach, and other guys in that organization. But it's really nothing.
And what's the challenge like when you chase around something like Steph?
I mean, I've been doing it now for 13 years. You need an IV after the game, of course.
What have you thought of your guys' spacing throughout the course of this year and how it impacts ability to get to the basket?
Yeah, that's the reason why we got to play fast, I believe, because that's where, we at our best. When we play half-court offense, we got to execute and everybody being on the same page, making sure whoever got the ball, can drive it and be aggressive. And, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dennis.
In the game situations, being on the same page. We had a good game. Obviously, we didn't make as many shots as we wanted to, but at the end of the game, we're winning pretty much 95% of the game. You got to figure out a way to close it. And we have enough experience, enough guys on this team that know how to close a game. So it just sucks that we lost that.
Is that mainly on the offensive end?
No, I mean we had enough to win. Obviously, we're not scoring the way we want to, but in a game like that where it was more, just value the ball a little bit at the end, get the right shot, we just didn't convert.
What are you seeing with your guys' offense and the struggles going on right now?
Just different throughout the game. You get stagnant. We'll have a decent run here and there, a good flow, and then we just don't know how to sustain it. We're trying to figure out how to do that.
Golden State on Friday. Steph, of course, Jimmy. Just what did they present to you guys?
I mean, they shoot a lot of threes. They get up and down the floor. Obviously, what Steph does. He's been doing it for the last 16 years. We played him a bunch. So, another team that you got to go out there and make sure that you put some type of imprint to where you got to take away some of their options. You can't give them everything.
Next 3 weeks, you guys are going to be in the state of California, either here or in Golden State. Just how good is that for you guys, just to be able to be here and be able to work on your craft?
Yeah, it was good. I feel like the first month of the season we weren't at home, so obviously the schedule flips. And it's good. I think it's good for the guys that have families to be able to see their family and their kids and things like that, to be at home and not be on the road. But it's just part of the schedule.
How are you feeling reintegrating back into everything?
I feel fine. You know, ankle holding up. I had a little scare last game when I tripped over my foot, but other than that, I feel good.
Is the run feeling good? Like, I know you said you were kind of out of shape when the first game back. Just do you feel like you gotten back into your win?
Yeah, I mean, just that first, you pretty much just want to get a game to get under your belt, to get the timing and the flow right. I don't care how many games you play in the NBA. If you miss, 7, 8 games, have a little bit of a, a little shot coming back. But I feel fine.
The ice bath was good, I'm guessing.
I had a couple of them, yeah.
Zach, in training camp, you said that you love having a Dylan Cardwell or an enforcer on the court like that. With Max and him playing so physical, setting good screens on the perimeter, how's that helping your looks?
Yeah, what were the things that stood out to you and emphasized?
First of all, defensive rating would have been the top in the league. I thought we made some progress in the defensive area. We showed them, some cleanups as well, but some really positive and some really good things about game plan, discipline, about different aspects of the defensive side, physicality, making people feel less sense of urgency. Offensively, we went over and looked at some of the lulls, the start of the third quarter, checked that out, and obviously went from about that last 40 seconds and just talked about different things, because all those little things equal the big thing. And they had a really good spirit about them today. Practice was really good. So super. Like, we're making steps. Is the result what we want yet? No, it's not. But you can chase results, or you can make sure that your foundation, your cornerstones, and all that stuff is really solid, and then you begin to get the results.
When you look at the play coming out of the timeout in that fourth quarter, where Dennis take
pin down for Debo with a flat screen at the top.
Yeah, would you have wanted Dennis to drive the paint there, or are you okay with the 3-point?
We went over it. When I paused it. See, the one thing that you guys gotta understand is, like, when you go back and you watch the film, you're like, oh yeah, you could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone gets to pause it and stop it and look and see. And I did that, and I was like, D, to your right hand, would love that. And, to him, I'm sure if he had it again, he would probably go to his right hand and finish it. But in those moments, you have to live with the choices that you make. And listen, I've watched him knock that shot down in that arena many, many times. There's a couple times that we went against their best defender in Anthony Davis, where we probably want to make sure and knock him off, get somebody else on there, and play a little bit of target basketball. So hindsight's 20/20, but those are also when I talk about little things, those are the things that we learn from and become better.
What do you like? You mentioned that lull in the third quarter. What are you seeing in those stretches?
Are you meaning like last game or just totally?
I guess in general, when your offense
is
going through
it's in general, it's about continuity, because a lot of times in those moments we're playing two bigs. We got to make sure our spacing's right, and after there's a score and then we didn't score, now we need to slow it down and make sure that everything is super clean and crisp and clear. You're given a couple of different things to run. Let's make sure that we run one of those with pace, with aggression, with purpose, and all passes, two hands, on time, on target. Like, those are the times where you got to go to your fundamentals and make sure that they're clean. And sometimes when I'm looking at the film, it's not there. Then sometimes I'm looking at the film, I'm like, yeah, that is beautiful. So now we have to find a consistency to deliver that, especially in those moments like coming out of the third. We want to be one of the best third quarter teams in the league, because a lot of times that's where you can put yourself in position to really close the game out. You're up 12, you make a 6-0 run, you're up 18, and now you're really chomping at the bit to go finish it.
How much of a point of emphasis is that third quarter, looking at tomorrow, playing the Warriors, or typically a good third quarter test when they usually win a lot of their games?
Yeah, I mean, every quarter with them is tough. So you gotta be on point. But definitely, I mean, for us, the fact that it's a point of emphasis should not be a problem with focus, intensity, effort, enthusiasm, and just really being on point. So we watched it. We know who they are. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Coach, Dennis has really been owning that second unit, running it well. What goes into your decision-making deciding to play Russ and Dennis down the stretch together?
Well, one of the things is they're two of our best competitors. So when it comes to winning time, about getting a stop, about trying to rebound the ball, about all those little tiny things, they're really good. So, I understand, like, do you want shooting? Do you want this? Do you want, yes, but in winning time sometimes, until we get to that point where we know exactly who's in every single time, you just want to compete at a really, really high level. You know, the game's going to come down to a bucket or 2 buckets. The ball's going to be shot. Who's going to dive on the floor? Who's going to hit somebody in the mouth? Who is going to go and play a physical brand of basketball that gives us a really good chance to win? I know those 2 dudes right there, they're going to get at somebody. So a lot of times it's that. It'll be different sometimes, but I do know that out of those 2 guys is they compete at a really high level.
When you're in an offensive well, any thought process of bringing him in the league? Because I know he's that offensive microwave sometimes and a spark off the bench.
Yeah, totally. We will see. We will see Malik. He, you know, as I said earlier, we give Keon a run. It's going to be, you know, in and out a little bit, but the point is, I love Malik. He's one of my favorites. I'm just talking about as a person. On the floor, coaching, all that different stuff. We make decisions to try to find our way, and but we'll see him for sure.
Is not playing him is that a focus on the defensive end of the floor?
No, I mean, for us, defense is everything. So we need to make sure that we're locking up. And I know, you know, when it comes to defensive ratings and all these different things, Keon has been really good on the defensive end in some areas. Some areas, you know, off ball, you know, I talked to him about squaring up and making sure to keep the guy in front of him, but getting steals and different things like that, he has been great. So it's a yes and no answer, because there isn't really a thing. It was just more of a choice that, you know, we went in one direction for a little bit. Now we're going to give Keon an opportunity.
How significant are those kind of small wins that you talk about, or you kind of look forward to the bigger picture and the identity and the culture that you're trying to establish here?
You know, to be honest with you, I think it's everything, you know, because you can chase wins or you can chase winning. And we're more about chasing winning, trying to establish a standard that allows us to start to stack those things. And those little things, they mean everything, because if you skip steps, all of a sudden you find yourself in a really bad spot. And I'm more about making sure that we're chasing the standard of basketball that allows us to have the sustainability, as opposed to, oh, we got a victory tonight, but we're not that good. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,